Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for your love and support. Since we didn't shoot an episode last week, we are going to give you the full episode this week, meaning there's no cuts. This is the episode, the raw episode that my mentorship team receives. There are some key traits in there, so make sure you guys are watching every single thing and taking notes. Apart from that, I just want to mention that I love all the feedback that I've received, and I have an important announcement to make. So, effective immediately, this will be mine and Mark's last episode on Come Up series. I have an overwhelming demand for what I do, which is trading and mentorship. Plus, I have my own content that I do that's taken up a lot of my time. And as you guys know, I have a family and other obligations. I've decided to take some time off, which is why this will be our last episode. I hope you guys enjoy and value everything we've done so far, and you will continue supporting us and the Come Up series on what's to come for the future. Thank you so much once again, and I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Thank you.
And I just also want to say thank you to everybody. And please don't forget that we are still making content. It just won't be on the Come Up series. I still have my own channel that I've had for a long time. Mo has his own channel he's had for a while. I'm going to put the links in the description below. Maybe also here somewhere where you can see it. But you can find me on Uncultured Currency on YouTube. I haven't dropped a video in a long time. I'm going to explain to you guys why when I do end up dropping videos again. Mo, you can find him in the OTB Clubhouse. I believe that's the link. But yeah, we're gonna put the links below, and we just want to say thank you so much for everything and the opportunity. There's no bad blood here, so don't start the rumors. There's nothing wrong between us and the Come Up series. We still get along on Mark. Everything's fine. Further ado, let's get to the episode.
Good afternoon, everyone. Could you let me know if you could see my screen and hear me, both as well? Awesome. Thank you. Something came up and I had to move the meeting, but I cannot stress how important this meeting is. And I'll keep it real with you. If I come to a week where I feel like there isn't much, which could happen, I'll cut the meeting short, keep it short. But when there are things like what we've seen in the last 2 months, I'm gonna make sure that you guys understand how important it is for what's to come. Like, I don't ever start preparing for watch list meeting on Fridays. I've been like literally making notes on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, this ticker added, that ticker added, this is what's happening. So it's very crucial paying attention because these plays are very important. You guys can see what's happened last week. SMCI, like I'm beyond like grateful how many trades did well, and the amount of messages I got in terms of like how much people made, it's amazing. But I'm telling you again, the next, I'd say for the foreseeable future, at least month and a half, very crucial to show up to these meetings or watch the recording. It's gonna be very, very important. There's some very big setups brewing, right? People are shorting this market. They're gonna keep shorting, which eventually means we go higher if they're shorting at the wrong point because they're going to cover, which provide liquidity to us to go higher. So, okay. So let's start with what we did yesterday. Let's not waste time. I'm not like trying to start a marketing thing where I leave the best for the last. Let's start with the best. Hood. Okay, this chart looks, this is a weekly chart. This chart looks explosive. It's going to be most likely play of the week tomorrow. I wanted to get it on Friday, but I needed some more time to research flow and stuff, and I don't want to jump the gun. But likely this gaps up, and there's nothing you can't do when that happens. But this is what I'm looking for. 1884. They have earning coming up, I believe. Let me check. Let me pull my brokerage, or actually, hold on. Let's pull it on the internet. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go on earning calendar. I believe that's what it is. Here. On the symbol hood. Yeah. Where is my earning date? Oh Hold on, it's usually on the chart too. Let me go daily. Give me a second, guys. The earnings were on February 24th. The next one is in April. Okay, so I guess I looked at the wrong thing. But so this is what they have. There's two catalysts I see here. One is it's a small cap, right? And when it's something small cap and we keep running the market like we are, everything goes. Like Carvana is almost up 50% from $50 to now 75. I have 90 calls in anticipation that's gonna go up. Next is what? So that's one catalyst. Second is there's one thing that's very common in summer. That's trading. It goes up, especially when the market is going up. I'm getting messages from people that were trading with me 3 years ago on wanting to join back, what's going on. Like that's usually how it starts. And majority of these people don't use Thinkorswim. They come back with HUD and slowly they'll transition, but they'll always keep a HUD account because you know what, you could trade off your phone. It's very easy. And then what do you call, they don't have any fee. Plus you can do 24 hours. So I think 1884 is very possible. And with crypto going, a lot of people are going to trade crypto off of HUD. I'm watching 15 calls on March 17th. They're about 45 cents. Last time we played HUD, it went 800%. Okay. Could likely do that, but I'm gonna watch it. If you look in the past, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4 before a pullback, and then I go. Again, things are a little bit different when a breakout. I'm trying to show you guys if I could, let me see if I could find you guys a breakout. It's gonna go for a couple of days. Look, there's not a top wick. Usually what that means is there were no sellers. So I like HUD. I saw a flow, looking at play of the week, looking at 1564 as a first resistance. After that, let me pull that for you guys. 1564, this line here. 1646, that gives you about 100%. This gives you about 800%. It's that simple. Love this trade. Stop. Would love to get a pullback here. I don't know if a pullback comes, but it is one of those trades where you're gonna have to cast a wider net, meaning the stop is going to have to be wide, so the sizing has to be small. So on a $5,000 account, I wouldn't go a grand on it because the stop is wide. I might go 5 cons, maybe a 10 cons about 450, 5 cons about 200, and then have a 50% stop versus doing a grand and then have a 20 and then you're like out. So these plays you have to play different. So this is my top contender, looks beautiful. The other trade, this is honestly large account, small accounts won't be able to touch it. So hold on. Gonna find you guys an article. Just give me 1 second. So look at the chart for Avgo. I'm gonna pull the article. I had it. I have a lot of stuff going on. Mostly because I told you guys I've been preparing for this meeting since Friday and wasn't planning on delaying it today. So hold on, let's go paste. Broadcom reportedly nears $3.8 billion sale of remote access unit to KKR. So let me ask you guys something. Is this bullish or bearish? You guys type in whatever you guys want. You know what? Starting next week, I want everyone to be on their computer while they're doing it. So you can play around this chart, set alerts and everything. I'll send a communication for that. But type in, tell me if this bullish or bearish. So, yeah, you're right. It's bullish because it's adding cash, right? It's providing them liquidity. I think they have earnings on Tuesday or something, but let me just double check. So, oh, never mind. They have earnings on Thursday, 7th of March. So that means if we get anything further, it covers earning. Let me pull my brokerage. Give me a second. Let me see how much these are. Just wait a second. I want to make sure I get this right. We want to prepare for this because I'm telling you, big week, and there's people in here known me for 4 years. I don't go around saying big week every week. This is big, and for the new people that are joining, I said if comes a week I don't see anything, I might just keep the meeting 5 minutes because I want to make sure that it's not something that is invaluable or I'm starting to teach something. No, I'm not going to do that. That we'll do a seminar separate. But like watch list meeting is for watch list for what's coming, weekly preparation. That's what I'm gonna keep it very real for you guys. Okay, so let's get straight to the point. Go 1400. Hold on. So it's sitting at 1296. I'm just gonna share my screen. Hold on. I'm sorry, I thought I was. But this is what we're at. We want to cover earnings, so we could do 8th of March, but it's gonna be expensive because the Ivy. Remember one thing, if you're new, you might think that 7th of March is the earning. I'll go 8th March and I'll be fine. No, the premium will be more expensive on 8th March than 15th because of earning. You just add more time and it'll be cheaper. Add more out the money, it'll be cheaper. So let's see. So this is expensive, like I told you guys. 1400s are 19, 1500s are 730, 1550. I know I'm going really up the money. 1550 or 450. I would probably stick to 1500s at $730. Now, there's a possibility we gap up. So they might be more expensive, but this is what look at the chart here. This thing, it like last earning, it went from 179. Like, could you guys believe like okay, let's just look at this. It's I don't want to cause people FOMO, but I was hoping we touched the gap fill. This right here. That didn't happen. I was looking at call for this. It's expensive, but you know what? So is SMCI. I was talking to Brooke. I don't know if she's on right now. I'm like, yo, Brooke, how many calls did you have to make 10K that day? Guess how many calls she had? One. So that's how these things move, right? Okay, so I love this play. It's expensive though. $730 is a lot of money for a small account. I get it. Now, do I recommend you go 1550, 430? It gets really up the money, meaning if it doesn't move, you're gonna lose money very fast. So I would stick with 1550. This thing can go 1400 by Friday. The news is very bullish. If this doesn't gap up, we can go. Monday, did we close red? Let me go take a look. Avgo does its own thing, so I'm not worried. But this is a beautiful, let's go weekly. I want to show you guys something. So, look at this. Bull flag breakout. Bull flag, likely a breakout. I am going to tell you this, guys. You don't need to learn technical knowledge to make money. Technical knowledge makes you more and more objective. What you do need to make money is holding your emotions. That's the hard part, right? That's a very hard part. Like I had a conversation with a couple of people on what was the trade? ARM. That went 100% close to, not quite there, 96, 97. So that sold half. ARM is a volatile trade. It's SMC, like these trades that we're taking, these things are gonna go up 40, 50% up and down. And that's where you have to learn how to manage. If you can't manage, you're gonna panic sell when it goes down a little, and then you're like, damn, I just sold the bottom and it blows off. That's like keep that in mind. So Avgo looks beautiful. Yeah, Ari, I think 1500 is possible, very likelihood of this going to 1500. So this was where the major console. Let's show you something else too. Let's add moving average. Okay, what do we have? 9. Let's change to 20. I want to show you something. So since 17th of Jan, it's never gone under 20 at moving average. It had 2 days. This is the kind of stuff me and you need to watch out for. I was not looking at this name. I think there was another name that it wasn't Abway, it was something 1450. I don't know, we made good money on it. And then I'm like, you should get $1,000 call, and that went like 2000%. So I'm like starting to watch new names. This is what we need to watch out for. When it goes down like this and you see something like this, you want to take your chances and go for calls. This thing went bonkers, 1199, like 100 point move, more than 100 point move. So this looks very, very strong. Now, I'm telling you this, I think we get a gap up, but if we don't gap up and we just get a flat open, 1281 would be a perfect place to look into add on this. I don't think we get that situation, but if we do, that's what I would do. So Marnie, here's the thing, and I've said this a million times. If you go with the strategy that your stop is 20% no matter, in the long term, you won't be able to win. And the reason for that is, I'll show you something real quick, okay? We'll just use this as an example. Me and you go both, okay, Abgo looks beautiful, let's go in, this is our entry, this is our stop. Let's say that's what we were. Now, we're not gonna talk about profit taking because we're focusing on your stop. I'm glad you brought it up because I talk about this a lot of time, but there's a lot of new people joining every day, so it's hard for them to understand what I'm saying. So your entry is here, the level for stop is here, but you're like, no, I have my own rules. I'm gonna go with 20. Let's say we go around here, and you're like, damn, I'm down 20%. I'm cutting it. So this is 1283. This is 1281.76, about $1.3 out. You get cut out here. I'm holding till here, it bounces here. So I go all the way to 22% loss and it bounces. You get stopped at a 20. In the long run, you're gonna lose. And the reason is when you go throw these definite numbers, like I'll take losses at 20 and I'll sell at 20, market has no relationship with that concept because the market's running on levels, right? Market ain't running on 20, and that 20 could not mean anything. So sometimes what's gonna happen is you're gonna go down 22 and it will reverse and you'll keep getting stopped out. So don't do that. Uh, Make sure you're doing it on levels. I hope this is making sense. So the fact that Marnie's bold enough to share it, I'm sure like she is gonna take this constructively because I used to do that. You know why I used to do that? Because that's how I was taught. They're like, hey, you're a new trader. Your goal should be taking stops at 20 and making sure you're taking profits at 10%. I took a new member and they were told that take profits at 10% and don't hold their losses more than 50%. And I'm like, you're never gonna win with this. The math doesn't math. Like, so make sure you don't do that. Have levels. So another thing Marnie will tell you, and I know why you're doing this, you don't want to take a big loss. If let's say you're like, okay, Mo, I understand what you're saying, but that technique has also not worked for me. I'll tell you why it hasn't worked for me, and then move on to the next play. Let's say you get to 1296 and you're like on options profit calculator, other places have thrown those tools, and you put in, let's say you did the March contract, and you basically say, if in a week it goes down here, 1280, regardless if it bounce or not, if that's where you think my cut is, and you calculate based on those predictions that your stop will be close to 25%, you could simply say, I'm not going to take the trade rather than you taking the trade and getting stopped out. So just do that. So this is going to be a big name that we need to watch. I'm gonna pull my notes because I've taken a lot of notes for this week. Hold on. We covered Hood, we covered Avgo. Okay. Other ticker I was looking was AMD. I'm going top five. I'm not giving you any mediocre trades that I'm. Okay, so let's get rid of this. So AMD 20 moving average. This is the level 173. I wanted to add calls and stuff, but I'm like, I don't want to right now. This is where we are rejecting. This is heading to 200. This by no means looks like a bearish setup. Let's take this out. This probably trend line makes more sense now. This is the triangle. If we break out, we're heading to 200. We need to watch out for flow for AMD. Let's see what's happening at the last hour. NVIDIA, SMCI, ARM. I told you guys this before. ARM and Tesla are my biggest trade. Tesla is not doing that. We'll get through there. Let's look option sweep. SMCI, Meta, ARM, Apple, SMCI, Nvidia, AMD. What do they have for AMD? January, April 19, 200. This is okay size. Something to keep an eye on. So let's go see how much these are. April. It's not a bad trade. Hold on. April 19th. 200, $500 expensive. So it's April. You could probably go out a little bit. You can possibly go on 210s. Yeah, 210 wouldn't be bad. 333, that'd be bad. That would not be bad. For March, I would possibly pick March. I'm just showing you what they have. 180, 5, 445 is probably what I would look at. You could possibly go for 190. That ain't bad either. So AMD looks very beautiful. Let me show you something. Let's go weekly. Sometimes weekly, like lately, weekly's been so. I hope you guys see what I'm trying to show you. Look at what's happening here. They keep buying the dip in this area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 weeks every single time we've gone around this area, they've bought this dip here. And they've been selling off anything above this area. So your buy area is here. So if we open here, it's not a bad place. Again, this is weekly. So if you were to buy, let's say 171, half size contract for April for big account 10K small account for 2 contracts. If this goes to 185, those will be about 200%. This goes to 200, those will be 5x. See here's what I will tell you this. Here's how people are thinking. Oh my God, we've gone up so much. We're gonna pull back. We're gonna pull back. Then you have the second cut. I missed up so much because I was thinking it's gonna go down. It hasn't. The next pullback, I'm gonna buy. Then you have funds just they have the runner on, the printer on, they keep buying it, buying it, buying it. You need something to break for us to go down. And interest rate's the only thing I think of. Elections is like if you were a company, um, think of election as a way where you have to show your report card to win again. And what's a good way of showing a report card? Stock market, CPI. They're getting everything under wraps. And if they cut their interest rate, which here's what I think, and it could be completely wrong, and you don't care like or think what's going to happen, but I think that's going to impact the market. I think they cut the interest rate, the market goes high, inflation goes up higher. That's how we get a recession because then they basically, all the work they did in the last 3 years, it's gone to waste and might happen because of elections. Because it's important. If there was no election, we wouldn't have gone an interest rate cut, in my opinion. So, Brett, the reason why Carvana popped up is not because of earnings, it's because of multiple factors. Carvana is a small cap. Carvana is shorted 40% plus. And what was happening was we're getting a lot of buying volume, but then the numbers came for earning. They were very, very positive, which is why the shorts covered and then the buying happened. But there were multiple factors. If you thought it was just earnings, then you would have gone and pump and then a dump. There was other reasons why it was going up, and that's why we bought 90 calls. Okay, so that's AMD, looks beautiful. Let's just put an alert on this thing. Yeah, Hood done, AMD done. Next, let's look at, I'll go for 2 more trades. CLSK. Clean Spark. Massive, massive, massive call volume coming in. The call volume just doesn't stop, right? Let's go daily. The call volume just doesn't stop. There's a cup here, no handle, just boom, gone. Then you see another cup forming in a handle. Beautiful trade here. comes to the area here and fills and goes up, this is a flow trade for me. I don't even know what they do. So I like how this looks. This is the perfect where is it? It's called a peg formation, where a stock runs. It ran from $9 to $16, $9 to $20, so went up 100%. Then it's retesting the breakout level, and that's where you want to add it. So this is a safe trade in terms of the risk reward of everything I've shown, and it has flow. Just want to show you guys something. It's a flag. If this breaks, it's gone. So love this trade. It's a flow trade. That's why I added it. Let's go over Tesla and then we'll go over one more ticker. I don't want to fill you guys up with a lot of tickers. Okay, so this is Tesla. I probably drew this on Friday. Let me delete this, delete this. This was a massive position for me. So I had to take half off at a 5% loss because I'm like, this is not doing anything. And this is on this day. On Thursday, I started cutting it because I'm like, NASDAQ is up 3%. This thing is up 1.5. So I'm gonna hold it, but I'm not gonna put my capital in it and have it blocked. I could use that money for something else, but I don't really like how it's moving, just fixing the edges here. It needs to bounce from here now. Okay, it needs to bounce from here. If it gets under this level, 189, I am going to cut it. It needs to get to 193 really fast. It should have closed above 193, but it was a red day, so we need to see this pop back. I don't know what's happening with Tesla. Not looking good. I made a lot of money from this. I made 300% trades on of this. So I thought, that's fine. That's what I did with AMD. That's what I did with what do you call Carvana, but this trade it needs to get above this or I'm gonna cut this. To be fair with you, I don't think I'm gonna wait till a 180.92. If it doesn't hold 190, I'm cutting this trade. So this is Tesla. What else we got? We got more, but I'm trying to see. I'll just quickly show you two more tickers. That Google got a lot of flow. Google has a lot of flow. Like if you see a lot of stuff closed red, this closed green. 143.96 above, this thing's gonna go heavy. Look at the breakout, and then a hammer, and the buyer bought the dip. It's very strong chart pattern, okay? Very strong. These are my favorite chart. Like what I showed you with CLSK and Google, I like them because they went make a high, come back, retrace, get bought back again, and you want to buy it on retracement. You don't want to buy like what we're doing with the initial chart that I showed you, AMD, Avgo, HUD, we're buying breakout. So if they don't work out, you lose, but we're buying them in strength. So that's the only thing that's you have to, so you don't have to take, you don't want to take too many of those trades either, because if they don't work, like let's say you're in HUD, after also in the market started going up, you pay top dollar. So you have to pick which one you're gonna go for. I hope this is making sense. Google looks beautiful. The next one, last one is Amazon. You guys are watching like what's happening. Some of these tickers are red, whereas Google is green. Amazon, they're buying these. It's a flag. Call it a bear flag, whatever you want to call it. It breaks out, it retraces back. This thing is looking to going to 185. So like, see, I'm telling you right now, a lot of these chart look obvious, but people aren't buying calls. People are buying puts. I told a lot of people to chill on puts. They didn't, and the 15 March puts are probably like down 90%. 185 calls are $1.15. Okay. And I'm sorry, I have to cover ARM because so this is your range here. This is what it's doing. It's consolidating. March 12th is the lockup date. Okay. March 12th is the lockup date. If you buy weeklies on this, they will get destroyed. We're buying this for a event, March 12th. If this doesn't sell off by then, it holds, most likely it goes to 150, 160. Now, you should have already made the trade free. This went 97%. If you haven't, then that's where the problem comes. I'm going to hold the half of my position. That was a massive position. With that, I'm out. Another big week coming. A big week doesn't mean Monday, Tuesday will start just ramming in trades for no reason. You just have to be there. You have to watch. You have to have your alerts on. That's kind of what you have to do. But if you guys are hearing this conversation on a phone today, is fine because my time was off. Have it on a computer, have it written down, have your alerts done. So then once you're done with the meeting, you're done. You don't have to then redo the work. All right, with that, I'm out and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.